Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. Earn 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. And with a welcome offer of 150,000 points after you spend $20,000 on purchases on the card within your first 3 months of membership, your business can soar to new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
This episode is brought to you by GMC. GMC certified service technicians are factory trained to fit your vehicle with the tires specifically developed for it. And with our tire price match guarantee, you get the best fit for the best deal. Let us do the work. Available on select eligible tire brands at participating dealers only. Offer ends 12/31/2025. Terms apply. See dealer for complete details. Visit gmc.com/service to learn more.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, so I wanted to talk on my small interaction with the one, I believe it's the, I don't know if Peak, if it has one developer or multiple developers, but they did show on Steam that like when you, when a developer comments underneath like a discussion post that you made, it will say developer, especially for the game that they worked on. So but anyways, I feel like that I kind of just jumped the gun. Like, I didn't really tell you guys, like, why I'm doing this episode, what the video game Peak is about. I guess for those that haven't seen previous content, or if you haven't followed me on social media, you just don't know nothing about Peak. Like, this episode, this podcast episode, your first time ever hearing about the video game Peak. So, Peak is a game that pretty much blew up overnight from a lot of different content creators posting clips about it, but the core gameplay is of you trying to climb these difficult mountains where some mountains may have thorns, some mountains may have jellyfishes. What else? Yeah, like it just throws like obstacles at you and stuff, but it's more so the comedy of the game that keeps people going and stuff. It's not like this taken serious. Like, there was this one mountain climbing game that I remember playing a while back where it was a little bit more serious compared to this game Peak. So, there's actually been a couple of mountain climbing, because I remember I played a VR version. I'm gonna have to cop that VR mountain climbing game, because that game was actually, it was pretty cool. I liked it. I thought it was a cool concept, you know, but anyways, but yeah, there ain't really too many mountain climbing games out there. Like the VR game, it ain't like everybody's gonna be rushing out and getting themselves a VR headset. And then the other mountain climbing game, that game was just poorly put together. I was like, I had played that game a couple of times, and yeah, it's one of those mountain climbing games where I'm like, I wish I could get my money back, you know. So, but anyways, Peak ain't no different, you know. Like, that's the thing with, I would have to say, the other mountain climbing games, and maybe I just need to go back and check, but and it's just something that you see with a lot of different games. All games have a save option. You know, like, there ain't no game out there, like, all the games that I played recently, back when I was younger, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be games in the future where they always going to have a save option. If you're coming out with a game in 2025 and they don't have no save option, and you're assuming that people are just sitting down playing your game nonstop, you don't know nothing about the gaming industry. That's what I'm going to assume. And I say that because, no, the thing is this, developers for some odd reason just assume that whatever we like, whatever we're supporting, whatever we say that's going to be with our game, people are going to just overall support it. No. It don't work like that. When there's, the thing is this, that's like going into a restaurant, or you guys building a restaurant where it's a restaurant where you only stand up. Like, you can't sit down. Like, sitting down is not a thing in that restaurant. Now, my thing is this, if people like that, if people are comfortable with that, then okay, cool. At the end of the day, I ain't got to eat at that restaurant. But my thing is this, right? If I don't know, or if I recommend it, you know, like, yeah, it's something where I'm all like, fam, like, why don't you guys not have seats? Like, what's the, and you hit me with the, oh, well, we'll think about it. fam, I'm not trying to hear about no, I'm real think about it. It's like I ain't spent however many hours standing up, eating my food, like my legs are tired, bro. I want to sit. I want to rest. I want to be able to relax when I'm eating my food, not stand up at an elevated position eating my food and stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's things like that you got to think about. It's like, okay, have that option where if you want to, I guess, challenge yourself, then yes, have it where the person stands up and eating their food. Now, use this philosophy with the video game. If you guys want to have a no save feature, then it's like, okay, do that. Have it where it's like, yeah, you got one take to climb this mountain. When you fall or mess up or die or whatever, then you got to start the game all over again. But for people like me, where it's like, okay, I know I have more than 100 games on my Steam library. I know I have more than 100 games on my Xbox consoles. You know, and that goes for OG Xbox, Xbox 360, and Xbox Series X. I know I got multiple games on PlayStation, where it's PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Nintendo, and yeah, just recently copied me a Nintendo Switch 2, and now I got like a gang of Nintendo Switch games. No gamer that has multiple video games is not just sitting down playing one game. Even when I find myself sitting down just playing one game, I find myself being like, okay, I need to play other games. Like even yesterday, I went out to go to this because like lately I've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky, and that's the thing. If it's a game where it's like, okay, and that I had to say that's the beauty of No Man's Sky is that they allow you to have like whatever difficulty you want for this game, like they got a custom game mode where you can have whatever difficulty you want to have. So I'm like, fam, you guys ain't even got to do no stuff like that. Just have checkpoints and save options. The crazy thing is that so many people has asked for this feature with Peak, and it just seems like that the developers, they don't care. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. I'm going to talk about that. But, you know, just still talking on this, like this history with Peak and stuff. But yeah, it's like you see where there's No Man's Sky has that, but even like the custom game mode. But it's like I was saying, even if you guys don't want to add that, you can just add checkpoints. Like where it's like, okay, you climb this mountain, then once you climb that mountain, it's like you want to save here and come back to it later. Okay, cool. And then it's like if you're playing other games, it's like you're just assuming that everybody that knows of the video game Peak or owns the video game Peak, they're only going to be playing that game. No, they're not. You like anybody. The thing is this. One friend, shout out to my friend V, but she was asking me about Peak. Peak ain't the only game that she owns. The games, like throughout the years of me knowing her, we done played Fortnite, we done played the Outlast Trials, we done played Apex Legends, we done played multiple modes in Fortnite. I feel like that, yeah, going back to that, but we've played numerous games. I know that she got more than 2-3 games or a game in her Steam library. So that's why it's like it's things like that you got to consider. Like even the fans of the game, that stuff that it's like that they want a save option or a checkpoint. That ain't something where it's like, oh, it's just only me that's recommending it. It's literally the gaming industry. You come out with a video game and they ain't got no save option. My thing is this: how'd that make you feel? And I even had asked that. I was like, how'd that make? So let me go and find the community post that I had made. Because I think I'm not getting no more notifications on it. Hold on for a second. Okay, here it goes. So I had wrote, devs got to stop ignoring the people asking for a checkpoint slash save option. So I'll go on to say, you can ask any gamer, quote unquote, how many games you have, and all of them will say they have more than 100 games. The point I'm trying to make is the next time I start up this game, I'm not trying to start all over from the first mission. That's what they literally do in that game. So let's say you climb like 2-3 mountains in that game, right? And then you exit out. They'll have it where you start all the way from that very first mountain that you climb. It might be slightly different, but I'm like, fam, I'm not asking for the mountain to be slightly different. I'm just asking the next time I go and start this game up, if my character dies or whatever, and then it's like, oh, there's that thing where I got to start all the way from the bottom. Okay, do that. There's even games like no, wait a minute. No, yeah, there was that one, that Chained Together game, where it's like, that's a video game where I'm like, okay, I feel like that it's in that same ballpark as Peak, but at least then they still have a checkpoint option. So I'm saying that I'm like, yeah, people might not be really playing that game, and that's the thing. That's the crazy thing about that game. That game, and it was at its prime at one point in time. Everybody was playing Chained Together. That was one game where it's like I even owned that game. I haven't played it recently because there wasn't really nothing else to do. It was like, okay, you climb, beat the game, and it's like, all right, now what? What new things you guys gonna add to the game? What new different stuff you gonna add to the game and stuff? And if you ain't got nothing lined up, then then it's like I'm gonna get to it in a moment. Talking on what I believe the future for Peak is gonna be. But anyways,
are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
Shaq here, spinning fast-acting pain relief with Icy Hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy Hot, you're so back.
So I go on to say I'm not trying to start the first mission, start all over from the first mission. Every game I played has always had a save option or checkpoint. I don't know what engine this game was made on, but talking to the devs, imagine if every time you went to work on this game, you have to do it all in one session. But as soon as you leave, you have to start the developing all over again from the first detail. Don't let another mountain climbing game come out and somebody adds a checkpoint slash save option and this game falls off. That's all that I said. The developer wrote back saying, "Hi, we've been seeing and answering this. At the time, there are no plans for checkpoints, but it is on our radar as a request." Fam, this reminds me of, so I remember when Spotify, there's a point in time with my Spotify account kept getting hacked by some random person, and they just kept wanting to play. Like, I'll be listening to music, I'll be asleep on the bus, right? And I'll have like my just my sleep mood music and stuff. So I just be like just knocked out sleep, listening to my music, listening to whatever, probably listening to XXXTentacion, Look at Me, or I don't know, maybe some Johnny Cash, or I'm trying to think of somebody else I ain't listened to and stuff. Just something. Out of nowhere, it was some foreign music that started playing, woke me clean up out my sleep, and I'm like, fam, what is this? This ain't music that I didn't save. And then out of nowhere, get locked out of my account, can't listen to my music no more. So I'm like, fam, what is going on? Like, why can I not listen to my music? Like, what's happening right now? So I wrote to Spotify. It was like, I think I was talking to a support person or something. But anyways, I'm talking with them, and I'm like, there needs to be extra security with my account because I'm not trying to have this be a thing in the future. And so so that's why I recommended. I'm like, you need to have like a 2-step verification thing where it's like, okay, if a person tries signing into my account, then one of those verification codes gets sent out to me, and I'm like, okay, I know I didn't request no sign in or password change or whatever, so you send me that 2-step verification, and it's like, if you didn't do this, then change your password, so this person ain't got a hold of your password no more. Add that to Spotify. They wrote back to me saying that you can sign this petition because it's something that people have recommended, and they create a petition to add it into Spotify's app. And I'm thinking to myself, so you guys just don't care about a security breach, because it could very well be you. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, so, and that's the thing, even just talking with Spotify on that, it's like, imagine it's like you go and you're signing into Spotify, like the app developing thing, and somebody keeps hacking it and shutting you out, and then they messing with the app and things. But my thing is this, that's such a dangerous thing to do, where you're just allowing hackers to just be on your guys' app, and you're not trying to change nothing. And that's why you see where companies like Apple Music and Amazon Music and all these other different music streaming platforms, Spotify has competition, because it's like with the Apple Music, I should have went with Apple Music. I'm like, but the only reason why I like Spotify is because you can come up with your own custom equalizer, versus Apple Music, like they just, by guaranteeing, I promise you, when they add something like that to Apple Music, it's definitely going to be a situation where Spotify is like, okay, what you guys got going on? What's your plans and stuff? So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't get why it has to require a petition, or it requires a whole bunch of people to ask for it. Fam, fam, if it's one person asking for it, just add it, bro. Just add it. But it's like, imagine you're at a restaurant and you're all like, oh, hey, can I get a little bit more sauce on whatever food you're having? And it's like, oh, well, if the whole restaurant agrees to add sauce to this, to your plate, then, yeah, overall, it's like, then we'll add it. But until then, we'll think about it. You ain't gonna eat at that restaurant. So that's why I wanted to get to what I believe the future of Peak is gonna be, because my thing is this: I've never seen a developer behind a video game survive for a long period of time when they're not listening to their fans. So this is what I personally think. I think that it's going to get to a point in time, because I just seen there was another mountain climbing game coming out, and it was a more realistic looking mountain climbing game. There's going to be other mountain climbing games coming out. Fortnite's going Fortnite probably, if they don't already, probably gonna have some mode in there that's similar to Peak. So, and then it's like, the thing is this: they're probably gonna have like a checkpoint thing where, because they have like checkpoints. No, actually, I take that back. I'm like, nah. But it's something that they'll probably consider. They're all like, okay, we see people be asking for this, because it's more than me that's just asking for. Even when I had made that post, there was other people that was asking about it too, and like they on their own community posts. And I think there might have been some people in my comment sections on the post that I made where they was all like, they were asking that and stuff. So I'm like, fam, you have it where there's multiple people asking for it. Don't be that person where it's all like, oh, well, we'll think about it. No, just add it. But this is what I personally think. I think that it's going to get to a point in time where they wait too late, and then there's going to be all these different games coming out, because I'm saying Grand Theft Auto 6 is just around the corner, and what else? Then it's like, yeah, there's other games. There's going to probably be games competing with Peak. My thing is this: because I just remember that with games like H1Z1, and I didn't really see what the downfall of that game was, but I just seen that when other Battle Royale games was coming out, H1Z1 fell off. And that was like, me personally, I call that the original Battle Royale game. Now look at it. Who plays H1Z1? Do some of you guys even know what H1Z1 is? I feel like I can ask any of my friends, do you remember the game H1Z1? There'll probably be that one friend where they're all like, okay, I don't want to sound like I don't remember, so I'm just going to lie and say I do. They're like, oh yeah, I remember that game. Yeah, that game was cool. That game, I'm like, what was the game about? And they're like, oh, it was about H's and Z's and ones, I believe. And it's like, yeah, bro, you don't remember that game. Nobody remembers that. The only reason why I remember that game, because that was one of the games that got me into PC gaming in the first place. But anyways, no, I was like, I remember when that game, they did their Battle Royale thing, everybody was playing it, then PUBG came out, then Call of Duty Black Ops 4, their Battle Royale thing came out, then they rebranded it to Warzone, but then Fortnite, what are some other Battle Royale? Yeah, you were just seeing Battle Royale games coming out left and right, even games that already exist, because I think Forza, they had like some, in Forza Horizon, they had some Battle Royale modes. So here's what's going to happen. This is what I see in the future of Peak. It's either going to get to a point where other games is going to come out, and them games is going to stand out more than Peak because they got more features, more stuff to do. They got saves, checkpoints. The developers is listening to the fans. Peak, on the other hand, it's like, oh, our game is on sale right now. Our game is free. Hey, we just added saves and checkpoints. Oh, we just added this new mountain. Oh, we just added this new feature. Oh, you can now do this with your friends. Oh, there's this. And they're going to be doing all these desperate moves trying to win their fans back. And it's like, bro, I'm saying, like, you even have it where there's like, and the thing is this, a prime example of a company listening to their fans. And I know I've been referencing this game like crazy. Like, I am addicted to this game. But anyways, No Man's Sky. They're listening to their fans and then giving back to the fans. So that's why I'm like, fam, and then you see where it's like 90-something thousand people are playing that game. Let me see. There probably might be a lot of people playing Peak right now. Hold on for a second. Player count. Yeah, because it's like one of the biggest games that's out right now. But 16,000 people in game. And so 24-hour Peak was 47,000. Let's see No Man's Sky. And I know people will probably be all like, oh, well, that game, it's been out a lot longer. Yeah, it's been out a lot longer, but still, it's like, okay, if that's the case, then that game should have seen its course. Nobody should be playing it right now. People should be playing newer and current games. If we're going back and playing games from 2016, then fam, like, I even feel like that they probably would do some stuff like that in No Man's Sky. Like, honestly, I could see them doing that. They'll have it be like, oh yeah, where you can now climb mountains in No Man's Sky. So there's a new line of planets that have been added to all the solar systems where it's like big old giant mountain planets and stuff, and now you can climb mountains in there. And it's like, oh yeah, here's all this climbing. But it's like, at least, but my thing is this, with No Man's Sky, they have a save option. They got auto save. They got like where you can go into your spaceship, sit down, stand back up, save through that. They got save options. So that's why I'm like, fam, there's nothing wrong with adding a save option. I don't know why it has to be like a hassle to just get you guys to add that in the game. It's like, if my thing is this, if you don't know how to add, because I'm thinking that too, I'm like, what if these guys don't even know how to develop something like that? They don't know how to develop a save. So they're all like, oh, let's just have it where it's like, it plays out like a tech demo or something. If that's the case, then yeah, I'm like, you guys shouldn't have gotten into video game development. It's like, I'm not trying to sound rude, but at the same time, I don't like spending money on games and then I end up getting stuck with them and I can't get my money back. And then when I ask for you guys to be like, hey, can you add this? Can you do that? And you're all like, we'll think about it. I'm not trying to hear that with a game that I'm stuck with. I'm trying to see action. I'm trying to see you guys like keep a fan base. But it just seems like that nowadays you got it where there's developers out there, they're not trying to do that. So that's why I'm like, all right, well, if you find yourself in a situation where nobody is playing your game anymore and there's all these other games people are playing, and then, yeah, we look up and they're like, oh, this is the last update for Peak. We're no longer doing stuff to this game. Don't say I didn't tell you so. Because I'm like, you guys didn't want to listen to nobody. So, but anyways, with that being said, because and the thing is this, people are going to probably say some stuff like, oh, well, that's always going to happen with a game. Fam, there's games that's been out since 2003 and they're still receiving updates. But the thing is this, though. It's like the developers, you see where they're active with the game. You see where there's games maybe a little bit like they came out some years later where they still get updates and stuff. Yeah, like there's the one game, EVE Online, Gmod, Counter-Strike. I mean, I don't know. I guess that, because I mean it's going based off of that global offensive, but then they rebranded it to 2. But would it still be considered that like original Counter-Strike? Anyways, regardless, we just gonna throw that in the mix too. But yeah, you see where it's like those games, they still last, they're still standing to this day because it's like, okay, they're listening to the fans, like they're giving back to the fans in a way, you know. And even just, yeah, then again mentioning No Man's Sky, it's like that's a game where it's like they're giving back to the fans and some. So it's like, my thing is this, if you ain't doing stuff like that with your game, I'm telling you, unless you're somebody like EA or 2K, where it's like you're just like, yeah, you got like a fans underneath some sort of like hypnotized mindset or something where it's like, oh, they just gonna jump out and just buy a game regardless. If you some company like that, that'll be the only way your guys' game's gonna last. But if not, you just some random company, your game ain't gonna last that long. So that's what I'm saying. You need to, that's a thing that, and that's probably why games like Only Up, Chained Together, I'm trying to think of some other games. Yeah, when you, or even just the one game the day before, look at how that situation went down. They didn't listen to their fans. Now look at their game. It's not even a game that's on Steam anymore. So that's why I'm like, bro, people, listen to the fans. Like, you guys got to stop doing that, coming out with games and not listening to nobody. Because it's like, okay, we're the ones that's playing your games. It'd be different if we weren't playing your games and you do whatever you want to do. But we're playing your games. These are things that we want to see. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service.
For a limited time at McDonald's, get a Big Mac extra value meal for $8. That means 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, and medium fries, and a drink. We may need to change that jingle.
Prices and participation may vary.
And peace.